Welcome to the Foothills Riding Club Schooling Show. We have a few pointers to make sure this is a safe and positive experience for everyone. So please remember to get your show entries in early, read the show rules, which are available on our website, and take a moment to enjoy this video.
As an experienced show secretary, I think the number one rule for entering a show should be, do not aggravate the show secretary. After all, they are the ones who determine your ride times. So here are several recommendations I have in order to avoid that. First, know the rules of that show. For instance, how many rides per horse and how many horses you may enter. You can find the FRC show rules on the FRC website. Second, know the opening and closing dates so your entry arrives within that window. Third, know the refund policy. The following is what your show secretary does not want to see.
Anderson, please? All right. Oh, you need the Coggins? Yeah. The Coggins. It's on my phone somewhere. I'm looking. Okay. Oh, all right. Oh, I gotta sign it too. Is this it? Is this it? Oh, and I don't like my stall either. Oh, I'm sorry. This is the. I don't know where it is.
Want you to see how it works? See how the movie works?
Oh, here we go. Here's the Coggins. Okay. Oh, all right. Oh, and I the money? Okay. Oh.
Do you want to do or don't?
Just look
do you want
annoyed.
to do or don't?
Somebody like cross your arms. Oh, here.
Yeah.
Do you have change? I don't have any change. I'm sorry.
No.
Can I give you?
Yeah. Credit card. Pull up.
PayPal. I have PayPal.
Okay,
PayPal.
Do that.
Oh, wait. Oh, no, I don't know you. Okay, PayPal. I'm so sorry. What's my PayPal login? I have to look up my login now.
Hello. You think you have this stuff together?
I'm sorry. Does somebody want to just go? Oh God, my dog. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, all right. Oh, I gotta sign it too. Jeez.
So the fourth point is to make sure your entry is complete. Having a complete entry saves everyone time, especially those waiting to check in behind you at the show office on the morning of the show. A complete entry consists of the correct classes entered, Coggins uploaded, stabling requests filled in, releases signed or parent signature where needed, and all the correct fees paid. One helpful suggestion is to take a picture of your Coggins and have it on your phone so that you have it with you at all times. Failure to have a negative Coggins at the show means you are taking your horse home right then and there. Remember too that our shows do not take credit cards on grounds. We can take PayPal, checks, or cash, and even club bucks. Fifth, and most important of all, no requests for specific ride times. We just can't do that. Also, don't expect to have build rides. That is Intro C followed by Training 1, especially if the show is running multiple rings. We try to do that, but sometimes we can't, so be prepared for that not to happen. We can handle some special requests, such as a request to ride first or last in a class. Note too that sometimes your second and third ride are very close together because the classes are small and there is not much time between them. We try our best, but just expect your ride times to be somewhere between 8 and 5. For those of you working towards the year-end awards, remember that you must be an active FRC member in order to be awarded points, so join before the first show. Points are not retroactive. Also, the awards are based upon the horse and rider combination for the show year, and we will not know that Sparky that you showed in March has become Sir Vonderbolt in July. So keep the same show name for the season. And lastly, keep in mind that you are here to learn the ropes of showing, and we are here to help you do just that. But most importantly, remember two things. We are here to have fun, and do thank the volunteers, because without them, there are no shows. Happy shows to you all.
Now that you have your entry completed, it is show day. When arriving at the show grounds, take care to drive in slowly. There are kids on ponies, first-time showers, and terrified ladies in the schooling ring right next to the driveway. When you get to the designated parking areas, and note none of them are in the barn aisles, do park so that the trailers next to you have space to tie their horses alongside the trailer. Before you unload, unless your dog is entered in the show, keep him on leash at all times, and please do not take him near the end gate of the ring at any time. Before you leave your horse in the trailer or tied to the trailer, make sure your horse is trained to stay in or by the trailer by himself. We have had many a horse break loose and come flying by the show office looking for his buddy. Your first outing might require you lunge your horse to settle him down a bit. Make sure you do that in the designated lunging rings, not the warm-up or show rings. The warm-up steward can direct you to the lunging rings. And now we head over to the warm-up rings. It has often been described as the following. First rule is to check in with the ring steward so they know you are present. Be aware that when there is a combined test, there will be warm-up jumps in the ring, so you will need to be extra vigilant as the jumpers school those jumps. Make sure you do not cut them off or appear at the back of the fence as they jump it. Following these rules will allow all to school safely. The jumping horse has the right-of-way. Always jump with the red marked standard on your right. Loudly call out your fence, and remember that the warm-up is not the place for a jumping lesson from your trainer. Following some simple rules for warming up on the flat will make it safer too. Keep your eyes up at all times. You need to be aware of your surroundings all the time, and the experienced riders should watch out for the less experienced. When passing someone going in the opposite direction, always pass left shoulder to left shoulder. When passing someone going the same direction, always pass on the inside with ample space between horses. Don't stop to talk to someone, even your trainer, on the rail. When circling, always stay on the inside track. Keep an eye on the time because the warm-up steward is not responsible to get you to the show ring on time. Experienced show riders keep an eye on the rider scheduled to go ahead of them in the ring so they know when it is time to head up to the show ring. Following these simple rules and being polite to all riders will make the warm-up fun and not scary.
Let the ring steward know when you have arrived in the area of your ring. There will be a sign posted at the ring entrance which indicates whether your judge will signal you to enter with a bell, whistle, horn, or a cowbell. As soon as the previous rider has finished their test and saluted the judge, you may enter the arena and go around the outside of the dressage ring. Ride first to the judge's stand and give your number to the scribe. Then you may proceed around the ring until the judge signals you that she is ready. Once you have the signal from the judge, you have 45 seconds to enter the arena at A. When you have finished your test, salute the judge and leave the arena at a walk. It is common courtesy to thank the judge before you leave. Leave the area around the arena entrance before stopping to talk or to dismount. Do not question or show disrespect to the judge. If you have a question, you can ask the show manager or secretary if you can speak to the judge during a break or after the show. If you have a complaint, you can register it with the show office.
Hi, I'm Margaret Freeman. I'm a senior dressage judge living right here in Tryon. I've been judging for 30 years, and interestingly, I figured out not too long ago that I've probably judged about 50,000 tests in that amount of time. So if it had happened in the dressage ring, I feel sometimes I have seen it all, but in reality, something new and interesting very often occurs. I haven't seen it all. But I also have ridden a lot of tests all the way from training level through FEI. And I have made perhaps personally every mistake that a person can make when they're competing. And then I learn from the mistakes. So I think one of the most important things from a judge's point of view that you as a rider can do is take the attitude that you're going to sit up, smile, turn on your headlights, show your horse off to its best advantage from the minute you turn at A and as you head down the center line. Don't be afraid of anything. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't be afraid of things that have happened in the past. Take the attitude that you're going to help your horse with its balance and its performance through the whole test. I very often see people that when they get to the free walk portion of the test, they're breathing very, very heavily. And this tells me that they've been holding their breath, probably because they've been worried. So be aware, and I know most of the judges are aware, that the emotional component of when you're showing takes over more than you realize. If a horse does a little something that you're not used to, it may throw you off. And you just have to regroup and keep on going. So if anything happens in the ring that you don't expect, if you go off course, for example, or if you forget the test, remember the judge is there to help you. If you go off course, the judge will ring their bell. They'll explain how to get you back onto track, and you carry on. And I will say that the judges will just wipe the air from their mind at that point. You should wipe it from your mind at that point. It's a very small deduction, and then you can be determined to make up for those points in the movements that follow. In terms of the ring etiquette and the procedure of how you perform in the ring, interestingly, there's a very easy reference for this. If you belong to the United States Equestrian Federation, even if you don't belong, you can look it up on their website, USEF.org. And it's very important to understand that there are two organizations here. The USEF is the National Federation. They write the rules. It's their rule book. So don't go on the USDF site looking for the rules. They're not there. It's the USEF site. But once you click on the competition tab and then the rulebook tab, you can very quickly get to it. You can get to it on your cell phone if you bring it with you to a show. Write this down. The DR section of the rulebook, 120 to 124. It's just 5 sections. It covers everything you need to know about what happens within the little white fence, what you can wear and not wear, what your horse can wear and not wear, what the procedure of the test is, how it's to be conducted, how it's scored, how errors are handled, the whole protocol, the whole etiquette of how a test is conducted. It's all there in black and white. So I think it's very important to read that section, and I reread it very often, even though I know it quite well. It can change. Some of the rules can change at the end of the year. So now's a very good time, or I should say December, January is a very good time to reread the rules. Our schooling shows, the Foothills Riding Club schooling shows, are actually conducted under USEF rules. It says that on the website, but we do make exceptions. There are certain rules that are exceptions, like, for example, you can wear bandages. So once you have checked that out on the Foothills website, check to see what those exceptions are, then go to USEF.org and read the sections 120 to 124. And I think it's a really good idea to print them out and take them with you to the show so that you always have them as a reference if you need them. If anything goes wrong in the ring, remember the judge is there not just to write down numbers, not there to just write down comments, but If you need the help, they will help you get through the test. And I will say to you, I find the word judge is a little bit unfortunate. As a dressage judge, I consider my job to be to do nothing more than a mirror with words and numbers. I need to do the numbers to help determine who wins the class. And this is being judged as an international standard. It's judged by everybody who does a dressage test. It's not just, you're not judged by the people who are at the schooling show. I am always determining my numbers against the international standard. So I write those numbers down. I'm not making a judgment. I then explain, have a small comment about what it might take to get the higher number, or to explain why you got that number. But if you take the attitude or take the thought that when you write a dressage test, you're now writing toward a mirror, and the judge is a mirror, and they're going to reflect how your performance is, then I think you can smile at the mirror, help your horse smile at the mirror, relax and enjoy, and then you'll find that you'll enjoy the test better and your score will go up.
Now that you have successfully made it into and out of your test, there are a couple of things we ask you to remember. Pick up your water bottles or other trash from around the rings and your parking area. If you are day parking, please pick up manure from around your trailer. Report any damage to the show office, and of course, thank the volunteers. Let's say hello.
Hello! At our confusion.
That's right. How are you guys this morning? Thanks for watching.
See you at the show.